What is up guys, Patterson here. Today's FIFA 17 video, so I'm going to be giving you some tips today how to win pretty much any game in FIFA with a 5 at the back formation, or coming up against anyone with a 5 at the back formation. So let's just get straight into it here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like and comment this video and share it if you are new, and pretty much share it anyway. So let's get into the video. First tip is going to be, if you're playing against 5 at the back and you're using a 4-3-3 or 4-3-2-1 and you want to make the game competitive for yourself and competitive for your opponent, my first thing would be change to the 4-3-3-4, just because you can attack your opponent when he's defending. But other than that, I don't think it's very good for your defense if you do that, so I would recommend you to actually copy your opponent's formation. So let's say he's doing 5-3-2. So you go into the formation, you change it to 5-3-2, put your player instructions on, and then put players in the position where they would normally play. But then what I would do is keep your two centre, your left centre mid, right centre mid, and your centre mid. Keep your centre mid to stay back while attacking. Then you pretty much got 6 defenders. Keep your other 2 left and right centre mids as balanced, just because you want them to come up and down the pitch. Keep your 2 strikers as your strikers. Keep them high up the pitch as you can, because them 2 players are going to be the ones who are going to get you the goals. They're going to win you the game. They're going to hold up the ball. So that's pretty much that one. But when you're actually in the game with the 5-3-2 against your opponent that's got the 5-3-2, it's so easy to defeat the opponent when he's got a different formation to you. But where the trouble lies is when someone copies your formation and you're pretty much banging your head against the wall, because you are both doing the exact same thing. So what you want to do in the first 20 minutes of the game, you can pretty much suss how your opponent's going to be playing. So let's say he's playing long ball to Lukaku and Harry Kane. So you can tell that. So you put you always control your best centre back for heading. So let's say it's Chiellini or Koulibaly. You put one of them on your big man and you pretty much header it away. You always controlling that player from your opponent's goal kick or anything when he kicks up the ball. Always control that player to win the ball first. Then in the midfield, when you run the ball off the long ball, in the midfield you want to control it with a player like Kante, just because he's hard to get the ball off, and you pretty much in the 5-3-2 or 5 at the back formation in general, the midfield is probably the easiest place to win the ball back compared to the defence. Just because when you're running at the 5 at the back, you don't want to give your opponent the ball anytime pretty much. You don't want to give your opponent the ball to counter-attack you. That's the only way pretty much anyone can score in this formation, if they either park the bus, anything. So what you want to do is just hold the ball up, wait for your opportunity, and then attack like everything. So what I would do is pass the ball around between probably the middle of the pitch and just keep the ball there for around however long till you see a gap. So where the gaps come into place, you want to pass the ball, make space. What happens then is your opponent pulls players out of position. So let's say on the left hand side, he'll bring his right back or left back or his centre mid or pretty much anyone who's in that position at the time. He'll either second man press you to try and win the ball back if you're annoying him. So if you're holding the ball up for 5 or 10 minutes in game time, he'll probably say that he's never going to get a chance at the ball. He's never going to get a chance to score. So he's probably going to change to high pressure, team pressing. He's going to get a second man press. So what he's doing there, he's putting as much pressure as he can in the game. He's putting it straight onto your midfield, and then your defence is going to suffer with that. So what you want to do then is, when you've seen he's put a second man press on your opponent, and then what you want to do is pull your team back. So when you are playing in the kind of midfield and the centre of the park, bring them back a little bit more, not too far back, but probably in between the centre back and the midfield. So you want to play in that kind of edge of the D kind of stance there. You want to play around there, because then what happens, his team is going to have to push up to counteract your team. So let's say he's got his team on the halfway line. It's easier for you to get past your opponent with a fast striker when he's on the halfway line to when he's sitting in his own box. So this wouldn't work if he's on part of the bus, so his team would be so far back anyway, and you would have that pressure to do whatever you want. So what I would recommend you to do if he's sitting on part of the bus is just don't lose the ball when you're attacking. If you're going to shoot, make sure you get a corner, and make sure it's in a very good position that you're going to get some sort of a chance. Which if you don't do that, you're going to be kind of screwed and he's going to get the possession. And if he's a good player, he's going to do exactly what I've just said. I can't remember what number, but who cares about numbers. So what we're talking about the pressing in the midfield. Talk about defending. Defending is a pretty simple one, to be honest. Because you don't want to rush in tackles when you're using a 5 at the back. Because simply that's what that does, is create space for your opponent to press the triangle button and get himself a goal. So what you want to do is defend with either your midfielders or bring a striker back. Unless your striker is filling up the position of a midfielder or a defender, that defender won't move. So if you haven't realised this one, let's say a defender's coming backwards and you're controlling them, if you push forward, your defender is not going to cover you pretty much. He never covers you unless he moves over a little bit, but in the 5 at the back he hardly ever covers your position. So what you actually want to do is keep your team kind of balanced in play with your midfielders or your striker and bring them back to control the ball. I wouldn't dive in, I would just hold L2 and R2 and just jockey your opponent. Because that way he's feeling frustrated, he can't get past you. He's going to pass the ball around, but let him pass the ball around. As long as he's not attacking, he's just going nowhere pretty much. So I would recommend you to do that. And when we go, let's go at the last thing, which is going to be the attacking part of the team, and it's going to be about the strikers. So it's pretty much easy just to run in and dribble through a few players if you're very good at the game. But if you're someone who's not very good using the 5 at the back formation, you're going to struggle, because you need to be so confident with your attack that your defense pretty much is bad but your attacking is good. That's why I would recommend you use the 5 at the back. If you're so good at attacking that you can score with 2 strikers, use it. But if you can't actually, if you struggle with attacking as well as defending, I would go to a 4-1-2-1-2 or 4-3-2-1. Just because the 5 at the back and the extra defenders aren't going to help you if you're not good at either. You have to be good at one or the other. So if you're good at defending, use a 4-3-3-4. If you're good at attacking, use a 5 at the back or a narrow formation. So it's pretty much simple techniques just to get used to the game. I've been Patterson, thank you for watching, see you next time, goodbye.